see what he can do for you. Thing that's occurred because of fuel prices and such, and that is that operating a jet warbird, which is what this is technically classified as, in this particular airplane's case is somewhat cheaper than operating some of the piston-powered warplanes from World War II these days. It's from the right, here's Dan McCue in the L-39 Albatross. Going to have to go inverted right there and pull around that way. Now Dan makes a turn like that so that as he goes around the turn, he's taking the G-forces in his seat instead of his head, which is a wise thing to do. You can stand a lot more positive G's than you can negative G's. And coming around this turn, he's still probably corking off about 5, 6 G's in there. Another neat thing about this airplane is because of its trailing arm landing gear, which certainly helps make the landings a lot easier. It also has the engine intake mounted very high, which means it can use unimproved, even unpaved strips. And the takeoff and landing, as you saw, requires less than a 2,000-foot run. Dan has made a turn to his left out here. He's out to your right, though, coming at us this time. It looks like he's setting up to tip the airplane up, and that's exactly what he's doing. I'm going to give you a view of the top of the airplane as he goes by. I have to get out of that here pretty soon, Dan. Once again makes that rolling turn. As you can see, well, you really don't begin to get a measure of it here, but Dan can't begin to punch the altitude that this airplane is capable of because of the cloud ceiling here today. So he's mostly doing just flat passes back and forth through here. Trying to pull the nose up a little bit, see if we can do 1, 2, 3, and a 4-point roll. 4-point hesitation roll means you do stop at each of the 4 points around the center axis of the airplane. And if you're good like Dan is, you stop at exactly each of those 4 points. Dan pulls the nose up out here. Nice, slow roll. Now, it's easy to roll an airplane as fast as it'll go. It takes a lot of control to roll nice and slow as Dan is doing there. Dan McCue is one of the smoothest flyers that I've seen in many a year. I've known him a great number of years, but no matter what he's flying, he is smooth, smooth, smooth. And a big sharp bank down around the corner. Out front, out comes the nose. See if we can roll to the right. I think you'll agree that Dan wins the contest to see who has the best toys because although this isn't his airplane, he does own one like it. Better than that, he can go borrow one from somebody if he needs it to do an air show. Let's try for another photo pass for those of you who missed it the last time through. Dan has always been interested in unusual airplanes. I told you earlier, one of the airplanes that he flew for a great number of years was a Yak-11. The Yak-11 originally was a Russian trainer airplane that had about 595 horsepower in it. Dan thought it needed a little more horsepower, so he put an R2000 in it of about 1,500 horsepower, lengthened the airplane a little bit, and turned it into a plane that would do 480 miles an hour. And he did fly out on the airshow circuit for quite a number of years. inverted plate, when you turn the airplane upside down, one of the things that pilots like to say is if you're wanting to make the houses get bigger, you press forward on the control stick. If you look up, that means some maneuver is coming, and here we go. We're trying for 8 points to roll. Actually, just another nice slow roll. Looks like an 8-pointer starting out there. One of the things you'll notice when you roll the airplane, as Dan did there, is if you notice he started with the nose pointed up in the air, but by the time he got through that roll, it's dissipating that energy that he gained in the dive down to begin it, and the airplane gradually arcs back toward the ground. So you kind of have to plan ahead a little bit so that you will end your roll above the surface of the ground. And that's why he started that with a pull-up on the nose. You see, once again, it headed a little bit downhill. That gives the speed down through there. Then when you pull up, you start to burn that energy off and give you 4, in this case, a roll. As a matter of fact, 2 rolls. As a matter of fact, almost 3. 1, 2.5. He get a little more speed this time as he moves it out over the other line and gives her 1, 2. Let's go for 3. And again, speed toward the end of that starts to lose altitude. The answer is that's enough of that. Coming back at us from the left once again and makes the dive down toward show center. Let the speed build up. Up 280 or so probably, maybe a little faster than that. Rolls are inverted, holds it that way, but once again, you notice start to lose a little altitude out there because the energy dissipates, so he pulls her up and rolls into his reversal turn. Okay, once again, Dan sets up out to the right side. And this is going to be another arcing pass out in front of you, which gives him an opportunity to tip the jet up. And there he is in his final. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan McCue in the L-39 Albatross. How about it?